All right, we're back at the exciting conclusion of Turks and Jerks of the year. There's nothing but twists here. One of the twists is that after an hour of talking about our picks, the actual Turk and Jerk of the year are decided by the audience. So we are going to go to the audience picks, and then we're going to have a crazy twist at the end where it's the host versus the audience. Who's going to settle that? Well, you'll get to that in a second as well. But first, to reiterate the nominees, the audience nominated for Turk of the Year, John Fetterman, Starbucks workers, Zelensky, and Anna Kasparian. Okay. And
you should note real quick why they nominated me, because like it's for a specific reason.
Her fadeaway jump shot.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Finally, I get the recognition I deserve.
Butter, like butter.
I don't even know what that is. Is that basketball?
Yes, it's basketball.
Okay, Anna, I would love to do that, except I don't know why they picked you.
No, you do.
You do. Come on.
For her, for the speech.
The Bible thing. I don't care what the Bible says. All right.
I thought they just generally thought like, oh, Anna kind of kicks ass.
That too, that as well. Wouldn't have made the speech possible without the baseline kick attitude.
Yeah, I hear you. So Anna's speech about your Bible shouldn't rule us all, and we want to live in a free country. As I mentioned earlier, as last we checked, had 58 million views, probably a lot more than that by now on TikTok and other platforms, but mainly on TikTok. And that's partly what got her on the list.
Yeah, and they factored in how good my hair looked in the video.
Oh my God, look at the body, the
butter. That looks buttery.
Jesus, that's her secret. That's coconut awesome. Butter and ambrosia.
Actually, coconut butter as a facial moisturizer in the wintertime, especially during the dry months, that's a winner.
So good.
Just a little beauty tip for you all.
Anna, I cannot tell you how many emails we got about coconut butter and how big a factor that was in this decision making. Okay, anyways, now the audience nominated for Jerks, Elon Musk, Marjorie Taylor Greene, SCOTUS, and Putin. Okay, so but who do they pick? So for Turk of the Year, between the four candidates, they picked Zelensky. Oh my God. Oh. Almost had a heart attack there. Thought for a second Anna might win, but Anna, look, it's an honor to be nominated, and you lost to a historic figure, and so I think you should take that with pride.
Let me just say, nominating me was crazy. So like, I was really hoping I wouldn't win because that would be even crazier. Like, this is good. It's good.
I would be devastated.
Well,
I was just doing my job.
You did deliver a better speech. Your speech this past year was better than his. Unfortunately, he had to defend his country against an invasion. Yeah. Last I checked, Southern California hasn't been invaded yet. So
the man won Ukrainian Dancing with the Stars. Does he not have enough?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, he gave among many heroic speeches, but you remember the one when Russia was first invading and they were in the streets and they're like, and he said, and he named the cabinet ministers that were with him, and he said, "Come for us," right? And you know what he said right after that? We're all out here and we're not at all parched because of cocoa butter. Okay. So that's the thing that unites you guys together. But anyway, Zelensky, Turk of the Year.
Yay.
There he is.
There he is.
Okay. Confetti cannon.
Confetti. In the middle of a war,
that guy behind him. That's Turk of the Year.
By the way, that confetti, slightly more effective than the Russian army. Okay. All right. I'm going to try not to get poisoned. All right. So Zelensky, who we didn't even have on our list, that's our fault. Audience, you are all wise. You are correct. He's the Jerk of the Year. Now, among their Turk of the Year nominees, among their Jerk of the Year nominees, Musk, Marjorie Taylor Greene, SCOTUS, and Putin, who'd they pick? Well, this is even further controversy because the TYT.com audience and the YouTube audience split.
What?
So the YouTube audience picked Putin, and the Young Turks stars TYT.com / well, it's not /join, it's just TYT.com audience picked SCOTUS. Now there are more voters in the YouTube audience. We're being honest about that, okay? And we didn't need an accounting firm to determine that. We just looked at the numbers. Okay, but I think, look, if you're a core member that's been with us and you're at TYT.com and you've been there the whole time, I think you deserve a little extra weight. So I made the executive decision to go with the TYT.com's audience pick when it was a tie. So we're going with SCOTUS, jerk of the year in a stunning upset.
Yeah, wow. I agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah, especially because we didn't mention it.
No, I mean, like, out of those two, where are
blue skies? Where's that confetti coming from?
So there's this odd situation where we have confetti for the Supreme Court that overturned Roe.
Love it.
But for winning jerk of the year. By the way, this speaks to the wisdom of the crowd and why we should have democracy in the first place. They picked two sets of folks, Supreme Court and Zelensky, that none of us had on our list, and that we now all agree in hindsight, those are pretty good picks and probably correct. So way to go, TYT audience.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a right-wing point in response to that. We really shouldn't be supportive of the tyranny of the majority, okay?
Good point. In fact, I'll
and you know what? This is not a democracy, it's a republic.
Exactly. Dweebs.
If we can keep it.
Platform's rights.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a monarch, a CEO dictator is the way to go here. In this case, since I'm the CEO, that sounds pretty good. But nonetheless, we went with the audience anyway. Unprecedented times, especially in late stage capitalism. The CEO has lost, the audience has won. Okay.
But the audience did deliver some schadenfreude to Kanye, who was your pick for jerk of the year, because by picking Zelensky, Jewish, at least half Jewish, Kanye's going crazy right now, assuming that he's still around.
No, in a surprising twist, in a show full of twists. He's thinking, see, I knew they ruled the world.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst part of anti-Semitism. They're like, whenever you actually do demonstrate that there are consequences for being horrible, they're like, well, you're pulling those puppet strings again.
Yeah, and by the way, when you win, you lose in this weird, awful stereotype. They're like, oh, the Jews are so good. I did something good. Aha! What? Look, he beat the entire Russian Empire. And you're telling me Jews aren't powerful? So anyways, okay, in the real world, Zelensky's a hero, he's wonderful. And yes, I like that rubs a little bit of salt in Kanye's wounds. So now here comes the twist to end all the twists, which is host versus audience. Who wins? Well, how are we gonna decide who wins? I've already made a lot of executive decisions and I've been yellow carded out of making any more. So for that, we turn to our Twitch audience. Since we have announced the winners, we have been running a secret poll. I told you there'd be secrets and surprises, okay? On Twitch, between our selection and their selection. So for Jerk of the Year, we had Putin and they had Supreme Court. Asher, are the final results tabulated? Do we have an answer? Okay, I don't have it. So you're either gonna have to say it yourself or you're gonna have to text it to me. So I can do it.
God mic coming, God mic in.
To Putin, jerk of the year. Oh, wow. And you know what? This is a little bit fitting because that's another portion of our audience voting against a different portion of our audience, but backing another portion of our audience on YouTube. And the host. So when you've got 3 out of 4, Putin in a twist comes back around to jerk of the year. But what's official? We're going to come back to that at the end. Because this thing's now a mess.
Oh wait, so the Twitch audience did or did not choose Putin? They did.
No, Twitch chose Putin.
Okay, I just want to thank the Twitch audience, not because Putin was my top pick, but because with Putin officially winning, it makes me think about how much the gray zone folks are losing their minds over it, and that makes me happy. So thank you for that.
That's rubbing salt in the gray zone wounds, right? So
we love our daddy Putin. Oh, but Putin, McCarthyite smears.
No, the real jerk is Zelensky. Okay. Anyways, so right now both Kanye West and Aaron Monte are going, damn it. Okay, so. Anyways, Asher, text me who won Turk of the Year, because now Twitch had to decide, our audience on Twitch had to decide between Zelensky and Fierro for Turk of the Year, okay? The host picked Fierro, the audience picked Zelensky. we've already, we seem to have almost conceded on Zelensky. That's what it felt like. But did that actually happen? It didn't technically happen. So now the Twitch audience has picked Fierro.
Oh, thank goodness. We're not useless. Host's not useless.
I see you, Twitch audience. I see you.
Oof.
This really is a win for Anna Kasparian.
It really is.
Think about where the audience is going and who they're following and who's leading them. This is Anna's night.
I'm having a good night. Everything worked out exactly how I wanted it to.
Michael Shore lost.
The real winner is
Anna
me.
had her way, and Michael was stopped before he reached such great heights.
Confetti cannon, that's my turkey.
It is messing with my mind to know that she's right there, see confetti there, but not flying in front.
Yeah. All right, look, does that mean there's yet another twist where Anna then comes out of the nominees and wins Turk of the Year?
No, that would not. Then my night would not go the way I wanted to. It went exactly how I wanted it to. Let's leave it here.
Okay, and hold on to your seats. If Anna wins Turk of the Year, does Michael win Jerk of the Year?
No,
I'm just kidding. We went too far. Reel it back in. All right, look, guys, in the 2 minutes that we have left, we got to tell you. So who's the official winner? Okay, and so lately, and this has changed over the years, and it's not supposed to change. And back when I thought this was the most serious thing in the world, like as in half a day ago, I'm not sure I would have even shared this with you guys. But sometimes the host picked and sometimes the audience picked in different years. And we have decided that the audience picks. So the Twitch thing was a fun little thing at the end, and maybe that becomes official one year. But under the technical rules of the Turks and Jerks International Rule Setting Committee, the audience picks are the official Turks and Jerks of the Year this year. So we go back to the official winners being Zelensky for Turk of the Year and the Supreme Court for Jerk of the Year.
Are you just making up rules as you go along? It seems like that's what's happening right now.
Am I the only one who's just really happy knowing what each audience likes and dislikes? I like the utility.
There's a Venn diagram in all of this.
There you go.
And Anna's at the very center of the Venn diagram. Am I making up the rules as we go along? I told you to get to see the sausage being made. And that's why you don't want to see the sausage being made. Because when you see how people actually make decisions, you're like, wait a minute, is this thing official or not? Okay. And
I'm really glad we didn't go with jerk spelled with a U, because then people wouldn't take this seriously.
Yep.
Now, see?
I personally, as a producer-minded person, I like everything except what happened at the end.
Yeah, me too.
I like knowing, here's what the Twitch audience liked. I like that they came in with the bam, here's what we think, because we didn't get a poll yet. I like that we asked the audience, and the audience gets a Turk and Jerk of the Year on all their, most of the audience chimed in this way. I like that that we chose our Turks and Jerks of the Year and got to battle it out in front of each other. And I like having the host chosen Turk of the Year and the audience Turk of the Year. I like
the Twitch audience being the tiebreaker, but Cenk messed that up. So thanks, Cenk.
And I like Brett and I being in the bottom box.
Yeah, it's really weird.
My favorite.
Yeah.
All right, guys, good news. Yellow cards for all of you. I make the rules.
Dang, they're taped to the.
All right, guys, we are out of time. And this one is going to go in the record books for the most controversial Turk and Jerk of the Year ever. And people are going to be left scratching their heads. Who actually won? It'll be debated for the rest of time. Well, just as we would have it. All right, Brett Erlich, David Shuster, Anna Kasparian, Cenk Uygur. Happy holidays, everybody. And now you know the Turk and Jerk of the Year, kind of. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to the full episode of The Young Turks. Support our work, listen ad-free, access members-only bonus content, and more by subscribing to Apple Podcasts at apple.co/TYT. I'm your host, Cenk Uygur, and I'll see you soon.